In this video, we're going to look at some of the modeling tool improvements in SketchUp 2025. So we're going to look at how we can have now grips for the Rotate and Protractor tools, being able to round corners with the 2-point and 3-point arcs and unround those corners. We'll look at adding snaps to linked components and dynamic values with dimensions. So we're going to jump in here and look at this table first. So if we were to edit this component and select the table we want to rotate, I can then go and get the Rotate tool. Previously you would just have to find an endpoint or an arc, but now it has the center points of components and groups, and if I tap the Alt button on my keyboard, it will find the midpoint of the bounding box. So this enables us to do some rotating a little bit more efficiently by just grabbing those snaps, those grips. The same for the Protractor tool. You can now use the same grips like you could with the Rotate tool. So next on the agenda is rounding corners. So if I edit my component, for example, and let's say I just want to create like a little pencil case holder, I can make a little rectangle there and group it. So if I now get the 2-point arc tool and put that on to the rectangle's edge and double click, once I've created that tangent arc, so I'll just repeat that. So I click to begin, and as soon as it goes purple, I can double click and it will round off that corner. If I go over to the other corner here now, you can see a little tangent arc appears there too. So I can double click there and then just double click on each corner to round that rectangle. If I want to unround it, you just look for the purple corner, double click, and it will unround it. So basically you can round and unround. And then I can of course extrude that up and maybe offset that to create like a little bit of a pencil case or pen holder. You can also do the same or similar things with the 3-point arc. We now also have snaps. So snaps is the ability to add a particular rotation point to your object. So if I right click on my pencil case holder, I can add a snap, and I can put that either kind of like parallel or perpendicular to a surface or even on an angle. So I can click there. And then I can decide how I want it to go. So once that snaps there and I get the move tool, for example, I can use that as a point to move from, or I can use it as a point to rotate, and it will just snap to that. So it just gives you a bit more control, and you can see that it only allows me to rotate on like the X plane. So it can just define like you're only wanting to really rotate this on that particular plane and no other plane. Another feature or new feature is dynamic values for dimensions. So for example, if I was to get the dimension tool, add a dimension here, you can see that we've got the dimension, but previously in older versions we weren't able to write any text here because it would just overwrite the dimension. So if I double click on this now and I say table width, and then I put the little symbols here, it will then replace the symbols with the dimension. So if I go and drag this the width of this table to be a little bit shallower, let's say 70, the dimension updates here as well. So it just enables you to actually enter in your own dynamic values that you may want to have.